Is Indiana Fever's head coach Christie Sides throwing Caitlin Clark under the bus? But before we get off into today's video and you come across this video, do me a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. And if it's your first time coming across my YouTube channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, post your comments, share the video out. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Is Indiana Fever's head coach Christie Sides throwing Caitlin Clark under the bus? But before we get off into today's podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the official sponsor of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the #1 rated ticketing app, over 28 million downloads, 70,000 plus events from concerts to sports, all your tickets across the web, all in one place, rated 1 to 10. Green means good, red means bad. And tickets backed by your buyer's guarantee. And remember, use my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout to get $20 off your purchase. And just remember, by using my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout, you're getting $20 off your purchase. Also know that you're supporting the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Well, let's get right off into it. Head coach Christie Sides made some interesting comments after the Indiana Fever took another loss to the Los Angeles Sparks tonight, 88-82. In her post-game press conferences, she made some interesting comments, surrounding Caitlin Clark and the rest of the Indiana Fever. Now, Caitlin Clark, she had one of her best games of her early WNBA career. She had a career high of 30 points. Actually, she fared well tonight for the Indiana Fever at home against the Los Angeles Sparks. Tonight, she played an excellent game. She played 34 minutes. She capped off with 7 of 16 from the field, 3 of 10 from three-point range. Also, she was 13 of 15 from the foul line. She had 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, and 7 turnovers. But she was a +4 while she was out there, and she ended up with a career high of 30 points. This is her best game of her early WNBA career. But after the game, Christie Sides made some interesting comments in her post-game press conference. Guys, I want y'all to take a listen to what Indiana Fever's head coach, Christie Sides, said about Caitlin Clark and the rest of the Indiana Fever. Take a listen.
With 28-8.
Yeah, that was a tough stretch. I mean, what we were doing early to them defensively in our schemes, we stopped doing in the second half, especially during that stretch. I mean, 60% from the three, you don't give yourself a chance. If you let somebody shoot, that's 42 points in threes. I mean, you don't give yourself a chance.
I was going to be about mine, but to follow up on that, did you think they got high quality threes? What do you feel like led to that percentage being so high?
Yeah, we watched right when we got in there. We just wanted to see, and we were going under some of the screens that we're supposed to be going over on these shooters. So it was just, and we were gambling, getting out of position, and then late to where we were supposed to be. So just a breakdown on our defense.
Statistically, one of Caitlin's best games in just about every category. What did you see from her in particular? One thing I want to know what you think about is her getting the foul line in this game and what led to her doing that so much.
Yeah, I think she was attacking. She was getting downhill, but she was also spraying out as well. They're just the way they're gonna defend her. They could probably have called about 5 or 6 more fouls with how they keep both hands on her, but. I thought she did a good job of getting other people involved. I know she had some downhill drives that she hit Kelsey. She shot the ball well tonight. I know she needed to feel good about that.
Christie, you just kind of talked about how you felt like some of the closeouts on threes were maybe mistakes that you feel like the team shouldn't be making. Why do you think those things happen? Is it a product of the team being young, or is it just one of those nights?
I'm not going to give them, you can't do something right for 2.5 quarters and then just stop doing it. So I'm not going to say that's young, that's discipline.
Wow.
How do you feel like
But I
as far
agree,
as discipline
discipline.
goes that can change moving forward?
Yeah, they just gotta, we've got to rally, come tomorrow, talk about what went wrong, how it went wrong, why it went wrong, why we couldn't figure it out, and get ready to come back against Seattle.
Obviously, it's hard to feel optimistic after a loss. But before the game, you were talking about transition defense, forcing turnovers, and offensive rebounds. I believe all those categories were victories for you guys. Do you feel good about your performance in those categories?
It's really hard to feel good about my performance at all right now. Just this was a game
Yes,
that
you
was
need to
ours
take accountability.
this is a home game. This is a game we're supposed to win. We give up 24 points off turnovers. Too many turnovers in the fourth. Too many that led to easy points for them. They went to the free throw line, I think, 33 times. I'd say 6 of them were at the end because we were fouling, but 27 is way too many. And that was discipline. That was just, instead of us stepping over and stopping, having our teammates back, we're reaching and fouling. And that's just, that's just lack of discipline.
And last one for me, I'm just curious. Caitlin got that tech at the end of the first quarter. Did you get a reason as to why that was? Because it was kind of unclear from our perspective.
Listen to what she says.
Yeah, we've got to, we're spending too much time talking to the officials. We've got to leave that alone. Like, we've got to just play our game and let them do their job and not put it in their hands to make decisions that, that ultimately hurt us. I mean, we don't want, we shouldn't get technicals. Let me get the technicals. Let me go after the officials.
So now you heard what Christie Sides said. Now there's 3 things that stood out to me when she was talking about, when the reporter asked her, is the team young? She said, no, it's all about discipline. But as a head coach, when are you going to start taking accountability in your practice sessions or your film studies, and as a coaching staff, when are y'all going to put the discipline side to the players? You got to start taking accountability. Then also she stated that Caitlin Clark received a technical foul at the end of the first quarter. They didn't give a reasoning, and Caitlin Clark was asking the official what was the tech for. Instead of a head coach coming up, stepping up for her players, she just stood back and let Caitlin Clark ask the official. Now, what she said in the press conference is, let me get the technical foul. So when are you going to get a technical foul? When are you going to step up for Caitlin Clark? Caitlin Clark was asking the ref for, the reasoning on the tech, and your head coach never comes to your defense. But you want to say in your press conference, as like I stated, you're throwing Caitlin Clark under the bus. You're saying that she needs to stop whining to the officials and play ball and let her talk to the ref and get the tech. Well, Christie Sides, when are you going to get the technical foul? When are you going to get the technical foul? And you got to start taking accountability for the way that you're substituting Caitlin Clark in and out the game. This game was a winnable game for the Indiana Fever, but your substitution patterns, when you're taking Caitlin Clark out the game, it costs you. But you can't be throwing your team under the bus saying that they lack discipline. That comes from the head coach. You're supposed to be a disciplinarian. You're supposed to enforce that into your players. Now, if the players lack discipline, it's a direct reflection of you. But you can't go out and throw a young rookie under the bus because she wanted an explanation for the technical foul that she received at the end of the first quarter. And they still didn't give her an explanation. But as a head coach, what you supposed to do? You supposed to step up to your player's defense and ask the ref, why did she get a tech? But you clearly stated in your post-game press conference, we need to stop talking to the refs and play ball. But when are you going to get the tech like you alleviated to? When are you going to get on the officials and get that technical foul? Also, you stated that the way that they're playing Caitlin Clark, that she deserved 4 to 5 more fouls. Now, if that's the case, when are you going to get on the officials to let them know that they're playing Caitlin Clark a certain way, that she should be drawing more fouls than what she's getting? But she did go to the foul line 15 times. So you got to make it make sense now, Christie Sides. Now, it seems like you're throwing Caitlin Clark under the bus. All she wanted was an explanation from the technical foul, and you never came to her defense as a head coach. Come on now. Caitlin Clark was right to get, some kind of justification why she got the technical foul called, but you never stood up for her. but you want to go to the post-game press conference and state that she needs to stop crying to the officials and stop talking to the officials and let you do that job, let you get the technical foul. But when are you going to get a technical foul? When are you going to step up for her? When are you going to step up? Guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. Christie Sides, the head coach at Indiana Fever, to me, it's like almost she's throwing Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever under the bus. Please post your comments, share the video out, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. And remember, before you walk out the door, give this video a thumbs up. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.